trading from nothing to a Terminator. This is what I'm going to be devoting most of my life to now. And before the series starts, I want to say that this is heavily inspired by Nosy. He is the sole reason why I even started age flipping. So Nosy, if you're watching this, I love you.
Hey, yo!
There will be 2 rules that I'll be following throughout this whole series. One is I can't take any contraband or donations. And the second rule is I can basically do anything a normal person would do to make money. Alright, I think that's all the basics laid out, so let's finally start the series. So as any normal Skyblock player, I went ahead and just punched the tree. And then I proceeded to try the speed bridge, and then I forgot I'm a Skyblock main, and I just did /hub. One of the first things I wanted to do to start off the series is to unlock the Bazaar. The Bazaar is the best place for early money making methods, but to unlock it you need mining 7, farming 7, and foraging 7. The good thing about that is I already have it. Now that I have unlocked the Bazaar, I no longer need my tools for the rest of the series, so I went ahead and sold everything and I had about 7,000 coins left. I saw that the Jerry event was going on currently, and I knew this was an easy way to make some coins. And just like that, I made 37k coins. And if you're wondering why I didn't get more, it's because I was too lazy to go look for them. Next thing I did is I went to the builder and I noticed packed ice has some pretty large margins if I bought it from the NPC and sold it to the Bazaar. And just like that, I made a solid 18k coins. I did this again for different items, but it wasn't as large as a profit margin as the packed ice. Okay, so I noticed that I could make a decent amount of money from buying and selling white gifts, and that's what I did. The orders were filling fast, but I quickly got bored and I started to age flip. And this is where my purse slowly started to rise up in coins. As you can see, I bought this Glacier chestplate for 25k coins. I went ahead and put it back up for 40k coins, which is about doubling my money. After a little while, I saw these Glacier leggings with G5, P5, and all the gemstone chambers unlocked. I quickly sniped it for 40k coins. After a little while, I came back online and I saw that both of my items have sold. And with that, I am sitting at about 146k coins. Since my flips were pretty successful, I went ahead and did some more Glacier flips. For now, I just kept doing 10 to 20k flips, which doesn't seem much right now, but it quickly adds up. And just like that, I made a free 23,000 coins. I bought these Glacier leggings for 50k, which were extremely cheap at the time, because I put it back up for 300,000 coins, which was a solid 250,000 coin profit. Auction flipping can get repetitive and boring pretty quickly, but in the end you can make so much money from it. I managed to get these Protector Dragon leggings for 110k. I put it back up for 180k, which was a nice 70k coin profit. The Glacier leggings I put up earlier sold for 300k, and my Lapis Helmet sold for 5k. I got these Ender leggings for 25k, and I sold it for 75k, which was a 50k flip. Not bad. I saw that nobody was bidding on these flaming chest plates when buy it now was like 200k plus, so as any normal person, I bidded on them. So right here you can see that I bidded on a whole bunch of random items, but the most notable ones are the flaming chest plates and the super heavy leggings that I got basically for free. I looked at bin prices to see how much the super heavy leggings were actually worth, and I was genuinely surprised on how much they were worth. They were going for about 500k to 700k. So I put mines back up for 600k. And if you remember, I bought it for 32 coins. The flaming chest plates that I had put up sold for a 500k total profit. I also tried to put up this Lapis Helmet for 7k coins, but it said the max I could put it up for was 5k. It said I had to put it up for 6k coins. But when I tried to do that, it said I couldn't put it for 5 times over the NPC price. So I just decided to keep it. Let me know if I should give it away at the end of the series. I saw this Glacier helmet going for way below market value, so I bought it for 25k and I sold it for 60k. I came back online after a little while, and 4 out of the 5 items have sold, and like a few minutes later, the Protector Dragon leggings that I had put up earlier had sold as well. I then tried out a new flipping method called book crafting. It's basically where you buy 16 of a certain type of a book, combine it into a tier 5 book, and then sell it for insane amounts of profits. The reason this works is because people are way too lazy to craft the tier 5 book, so the people like us craft it for them, in return for taking more of their money. I spent about 700k on all the books, and I sold it for 1.25 mil. Which was about a 500k flip for like 5 minutes of work. I also did Rejuvenate books because they had large margins as well. I put the Rejuvenate book straight back up for 950k. I bought all the books for around 25k per, so I made about 500k from this flip. Also, I would like to mention that I was flipping power crystals on the side because they could make some pretty good profit while I waited for my items to sell. If you're wondering how I find my flips, all you have to do is go to auctions only and ending soon. and then just look for items that are going for really cheap, and if you're lucky enough you can snipe them, but this is only viable for like early game. I got a pair of young dragon leggings and the chestplate from the same dude. He was basically handing out free coins, which I gladly took. I put the chestplate straight back up for 280k, and I put up the leggings for 244k. Once those items sell, I would have made a free 300k. The young dragon chestplate sold not too long after, and the holy dragon boost that I got for 60k sold for 140k. At this point, I was making bank. Every time I bought an item, I would get double the amount I put in, which, if you can imagine, made my purse skyrocket. I saw that this mastiff chestplate was going for extremely below bin prices, so I went ahead and bidded on it and hoped for the best. I came back online to check how my auctions were doing, and my young dragon helmet and leggings sold. I checked to see how my bids were doing, and I won the mastiff chestplate as well as 2 Rising of the Sun pieces for dirt cheap. I put up the massive chestplate back up for 980k. I had bought it for 147k, so if this sells, I would have made a free 830k. I put up both of the Rising of the Sun pieces back up for 140k per, so if they both sold, I would have made a free 280k. I logged on a little bit later and all 3 of the pieces had sold. Also, this might be a weird flex, but a YouTuber bought my mastiff chestplate, so that's cool. I then bidded on this strong dragon chestplate, which led me to see another strong dragon chestplate on bin going for way cheaper than it should be going for. So I quickly bought that and put it back up. Oh hey, would you look at that? The combo 5 book that I crafted sold. With those coins, I went ahead and did another rejuvenate craft flip. I kept doing these because the margins were extremely profitable at the time. And just like that, I made an easy 500k profit. And yes, I was still flipping power crystals on the side because I was making some pretty good profit. I also bidded on a whole bunch of other armor pieces, mostly dungeon armor because sometimes they can go unnoticed. And I also did end up winning the strong dragon chestplate. And if you're wondering what that wise dragon helmet is, I bidded that on a different profile, so those coins are not actually on this profile. One interesting investment that I did were these rabbit hats. Whenever there's a large supply of them, some of them can go unnoticed, and you can snipe them for 10 coins. And if you put them back up at the right time, people who are desperate and want one can pay upwards of 100k to 500k. And I knew this piece of information, so I went ahead and bidded on some. And as you can see, I actually got some of the rabbit hats for basically nothing, as well as some other armor pieces. I then noticed that Rejuvenate 5 books were going for way more than they were yesterday, so the natural thing for me to do was to craft more Rejuvenate 5 books. And just like that, it sold almost instantly for a free 600k. Since this was some pretty easy money, I went ahead and kept doing it. I'm at the stage of the game where the most efficient way to make money is to keep doing repetitive things. It can get pretty boring pretty quickly, but at the end of the day, you can make so much profit. I put the Rejuvenate book straight back up for 1 mil. So I put back some rabbit hats on the auction, but only 3. The reason why I only put up 3 rabbit hats were because I was still trying to test out when the best time was to sell these. This was because I noticed that some of my rabbit hats sold for 30 coins, while others sold for 300k. Later on, I figured out that the best time to sell these rabbit hats were when there was no one online. This was because there was too many buyers and not enough in the market. So as a result, these buyers would bid massive amounts of coins to get it as fast as possible. Or at least this was my theory. But at the end of the day, you can be the judge of it. I also did some more wisdom craft flips, because why not? And I also did another pretty interesting money making method, but basically you just buy 8 laser eyes for reasonable prices. At the time it was about 200k to 300k, as once again you can profit from other people's laziness. Alright, so I'm getting pretty tired of flipping, so once I sell all these items, I'm gonna call it a wrap. So I bought all the books for around 200k per, and I'm gonna put the Wisdom 5 back up for 4.3 mil. So once that sells, that will be a 1 mil flip. So in these clips, I'm just trying to get all the money in one place to see how much profit we made for the first video. Okay, so I actually lied because I got bored and I actually bidded on a rabbit hat and the sponge leggings. I then ended up winning the sponge leggings, so I put it back on bin for 600k for a nice 500k flip. I logged on the next day and boom, just like that, it sold. And with that, we have 12 million coins. And I think that's gonna be it for the first video. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And quick disclaimer, I didn't put every flip into this video because then this video would be too long and too boring to watch. Consider liking the video because I spent a lot of time editing this video. And I'm pretty sure this is the longest video I ever made. I'm pretty sure that's all I have to say. Maybe like for part 2. Oh, and also I'm doing 5 rank upgrades at 10k subs, so make sure to check that out. Join the Discord, whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, bye.